All right, so when we're not camping, we might be at home making some homemade applesauce and then using the leftover to make fruit leather. And here are the apples from our local CSA that we cooked and are turning into applesauce with our mill here. And that produces a lot of apple waste. And I was like, well, what could I do with all that instead of throwing it away? So I'm gonna add that into this blender, and I'm gonna mix in a little of our homemade applesauce that we had left over. And we're gonna blend this into a fruit puree to make our fruit leather. Now, if your puree is too thick, you can add some water, some orange juice, fruit juice, whatever you want to flavor it. That just helped me blend it up a little bit better. We're gonna add in some banana for some extra flavor. You could throw in some other fruit if you want, but we're gonna keep this mostly apple for this go round. That's our fruit puree, which I am gonna cook and heat on the stove because that will help it dehydrate quicker once I put it in the dehydrator. And I'm gonna add some cinnamon into this. You could add some cinnamon, some honey, or some other flavoring if you want. Up to you. Now I'm just gonna pour this out on the plastic trays that came with my dehydrator and try and spread this out as smooth as I can. You want this as even as possible so that everything dries at the same rate and will be done about the same time. And I'm gonna do 2 layers. See how this goes. Now I've had this running for about 6 hours now, and I'm just feeling to see if all the areas are dry, if there's no squishy parts. So these seem good, and I'm going to take those out and I'm going to let those cool off while I set up the dehydrator for round 2. And I'm going to do 2 more layers since I have that much puree to use. Now that these are cooled, I'm going to carefully peel the fruit leather from the plastic tray. Try and get that off in one piece. And there you have it. There's our big piece of fruit leather that we can use for camping or take on trips, packing lunches. I'm going to use a little pizza slicer here to cut this into strips, and then we're going to package that up. Once I got this cut into strips, I'm going to put some of this in a mason jar so that I can seal that. And I'm going to use this little sealer that I bought that basically sucks all the air out of the jar, so that can be stored for a longer period of time than some of the other. I will set aside in some Ziploc bags for daily use. And that's pretty much it. Now you got yourself a nice tasty snack that we made from leftover material that was going to be thrown in the trash.